Craig McAllister. Back to Harrison, then back to Moldy Calderwood, back to Wilson, back to Gemma Laidlaw, young Ryan Quayle, and the 4-car off the back of Justin Granger, off the back of the pack. Righto, yellow lights have gone out. We will get a start this time around. And Jim Cowley on pole with Trevor Mills. As I said earlier on, 45 years of racing for Jim Cowley. I reckon Mills, he's got 43 or 44. And behind him, Stephen Laidlaw with about the same as Millsy. And then we've got the young guns, young Millsy behind his dad. That's how they finished the Australian title a season before. Dean Sparrow, Justin Hawkins. Come round, green down, we're away. Millsy, Cowley tries to keep Mills up real high, and this is perfect for Stephen Laidlaw down on the low line. Can Laidlaw go on with it? Mills and Cowley, Cowley and Mills, they come together, and have a look at young Millsy on the outside. This is how you do it, Dad, he says. Round the outside, but it's still Cowley from Jacob Mills from Trevor Mills. Oh, what a cracker of a start that was. Young Jacob straight into the lead on the second corner. So it's Jacob Mills, Cowley side by side. Jacob, Cowley on the low line, Jacob on the high line. And now Stephen Laidlaw buys into this as well. Stephen Laidlaw into 3, Trevor back to 4. Then it's Dean Sparrow and McAllister, I should say, in the 32 car. McAllister looking good. Then we go back to the 56 of Hawkins. Trevor Mills on the back of the bumper of Stephen Laidlaw. But it's young Jacob Mills running that high line beautifully. Cowley on the low line. Cowley seems to have that low line worked out too. As Jacob, have a look at this for side-by-side racing. The production sedans down the back straight. Australia 2 last year. Our leader, Jimmy Cowley, all the way down from Maroochydore. Trevor Mills, Stephen Laidlaw, a couple of old veterans there, side by side in 3 and 4. Laidlaw back to 4 now. Then we go back to McAllister, and that's Craig McAllister with Hawkins. Oh, Millsy's going up high, lost a lot of ground there. Got to make that up. That's given away about 7 or 8 car lengths, so he's got to work awful hard to pick that ground back up. And here comes McAllister now. McAllister looking for a run on the inside. Hawkins is there. And the other McAllister of Damien buys into the question too. So Damien round the outside, bit of contact there on Damien. They're 4 wide as they come out of turn 3. 2, I should say, 4 wide. The action back behind the leaders is fast and furious. 25 laps for these production sedans. Back in the field there, Wilson's making a big move as well, way back. But it's young Jacob Mills, our leader at the moment. Cowley's not letting him go. He's keeping him honest to get away from third place in Stephen Laidlaw. But it's 7 or 8, 9 car lengths between the two. Then Trevor Mills and Justin Hawkins having a good little battle back there for 4th and 5th at the moment. But young Jacob, our leader, and he's starting to pull the lead out now, starting to get away. If there's no stoppage, he's going to do this easily. But who knows? This is motor racing, and we all know it changes, and it changes very quickly. So it's Jacob Mills from Jim Cowley, back to Stephen Laidlaw, Trevor Mills, back to Jim Hawkins, then Dean Sparrow, then go back to Wayne Burke. Millsy's up high, lost ground again. Millsy's out. We've got the 32 car hit the infield here. So McAllister, the other one's gone. The pack for 4th, 5th and 6th is becoming a real battle. Trevor Mills on the outside is really getting it. We've got another one on the infield here. Both the McAllister cars are out. Both the McAllister cars are out. So a bit of sibling rivalry in the infield. But it's Jacob Mills leading comfortably now from Cowley, back to Laidlaw, back to Trevor Mills, back to Hawkins, Hawkins back to Sparrow. Then we go back to the 27 car of Burke, Burke then back to Wilson, Wilson back to Harrison, Calderwood, Gemma Laidlaw, and at the back is Benny Barker. But it's Mills. We've got the 4 car at the very, very back, and Mills coming around to put a lap on the 4 car of Hawkins. Down the back straight. Jacob Mills pulled out a mile. He's got 15 car lengths now on Cowley in second. 15 car lengths. I don't know how much this race has got to go, but the passing flag comes out on the 4 car as Jacob Mills looks at him, goes cleanly around the outside. That's good driving by the back marker, does the right thing, holds his line and keeps it down. Quayle's our second last car at this stage. But Jacob Mills is clear the back marker, then Cowley. Cowley's got a mile before Stephen Laidlaw, who's got Trevor Mills on him again now. Where did you come from, Trev, says Stephen. These guys have battled it out for years and years and years. And Trevor Mills up the inside goes Trevor Mills on Stephen Laidlaw. And the 4 car gets a little bit untidy. He's got the field coming down. Mills pushes up high, pushes up very high. Lets Laidlaw get back into it a bit. Dean Sparrow sits in behind them with Hawkins. Hawkins back to Burke. Burke won his mini feature last night. So did Trevor Mills. But at the moment it's Jacob Mills out in front. Jacob Mills has he's got this shot to bits at the moment. But this is motor racing. Cowley in second. Trevor Mills is back into third as he gets past the back marker. Then we go back to Stephen Laidlaw in fourth. Laidlaw back to Sparrow. Sparrow to the 27 of Burke. Burke then back to Hawkins. Justin Hawkins, that is. Then it's Adam Wilson. And then we go back to Harrison. Mouldy Calderwood, Gemma Laidlaw and Benny Barker. The leader coming up on Ryan Quayle now. The car, Dad kept the car in the shed for 19 years for young Ryan to drive this car. He's doing a good job. He's out in a pretty competitive field as Gemma Laidlaw has a bit of an excursion to the infield. Gets it back on track again as Quayle about to be overtaken by our leader. So Quayle now gets overtaken by the leader. Keeps the car on pace, but Millsy's gone high, gone very high. As I said, it's not over till it's over, and Millsy had to have another go at this. Quayle on the low line. Racing the leaders is not exactly what you're meant to be doing, young fella. But he's got to learn, and as they go down this time, Millsy makes sure of the job. So Jacob Mills doing it easy now. Dad's going to make it on the podium with him. But Dad's in 3. I think there's about 6 laps left in this race now. 6 laps left as Trevor Mills is in 3. Can he get up to 2? I don't know. He runs that high line again. It's working for him. And Dean Sparrow now moves up to 4. Sparrow to Burke. Burke to Laidlaw, who's going backwards slowly. And then Hawkins and Wilson, our leader, crosses the line as he passes a lap car. The lapping flag out on young Ryan Quayle. Do the right thing, young fella, and keep it down low. I hope he does do that. He's still got the pace up as Jim Cowley now comes up on young Quayle. Ryan Quayle, this is going to play into Millsy's hands. Millsy in third. He'll be watching this lap car. And Trevor, as I said, he's a wily old fox. So is Jimmy. Jim's got around the outside. Young Quayle still not backing off. Keeping it going hard. Trevor Mills now. He's running that high line very, very, very high. He's up there, almost touches the concrete. Comes off the high line, down the low line, inside of Quayle. He's got through cleanly. Dean Sparrow, he's still in the mix. We haven't got many laps left in this race now. Keep our eye on that white flag. Should come out shortly. But it's Jacob Mills still doing a fantastic. 2 laps to go this time around. Says young Jacob Mills has driven this brilliantly. Grabbed the lead at the start and come out of the box at 3, and then he has done an absolute ripper of a job here at Heartland Raceway in the production sedans. Get it right, Maury. White flag out this time round. White flag. 1 to go for Jacob Mills, Jimmy Cowley, Trevor Mills. Dean Sparrow in 4. In 5 is Stephen Laidlaw. But it's Jacob Mills down the back straight for the last time. Jimmy Cowley's got Trevor Mills is going to have a crack. Trevor Mills on the low line, takes it in, goes in a bit too hot, can't do the job. Checkered flag goes to Jacob Mills. Jim Cowley in second, 3rd place Trevor Mills, 4th place Dean Sparrow on the line. The Moe Engines 5th as they passed the lap car. I was getting all excited there, and it was a lap car they were going past. 5th to Laidlaw, 6th to Hawke, and 7th to Burke. 8th will go to Harrison, 9th to Wilson, and the rest are there somewhere. But what a race that was. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together as he does his lap of honour with the checkered flag. A well-deserved win for young Millsy, Jacob Mills. An absolute ripper of a drive there, and I just love the way he grabbed that lead at the start. He certainly let him know who was boss and drove away from him. I think there'll be a pretty happy camp down there in the Corbett camp tonight. Our Reg Corbett and all the crew down there, they'd be pretty happy with Jacob's drive. As he comes around on his victory lap, we'll see if we can grab him over here when he comes across, if we can. Have a quick word with him. Righto, we've got the drivers out of the car. Now, I've got to put my clipboard on the bonnet of our winner. Don't run away with it like someone else did on me. Righto, Trevor Mills. You don't have to explain to the Chief Steward where you did nothing wrong. Congratulations, Trevor. I'm sure there's a few people you'd like to thank. There's a good crowd here, so I'm sure you've got a few things.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my crew that follows me everywhere. The ones that come down to this weekend, the ones that work every week, every night in the shed. Work. Congratulations to Cowley for coming down from Queensland and coming second. Jake for winning it. I'd like to thank Helen for putting up with it all. Jake got the jump on us there. He took the right line. He played the card first up and. He sort of knew where it was and took advantage of it, and he done it well. Thanks a lot. I'd like to thank Moama and everyone for putting it on and having us here, and everyone who turned up. Thanks a lot.
Well, you race in the class that sponsors you. The Victorian Modified Production Association were the sponsors, Trev, so you do run in that class as well. Righto, second place, Jimmy Cowley, all the way down from Queensland. Mate, I said I'd give you the commentator's luck. You didn't finish 8th, you finished 2nd.
Thank you very much. What an awesome track, beautiful race. I tell you what, you guys down here, I'll have to say race cleaner than Queensland, for sure. Great to race against. I'd just like to thank my wife and my son and North Coast Radiators, who I own, that sponsor me, and Carter's Transport, and a friend of mine, Moama Automotive Refinishes up there. And thanks for the club putting on, and hopefully I'll be back next year and do it again. This time I want to be number one. Don't want to split the Mills. I want to beat them.
Yeah, well, that's at that point too. You've had to split the Mills, and of course the man of the moment is Jacob Mills. Mate, you got your dad a ripper. That was probably one of the best starts I've seen in a lot of years. That was an absolute classic start. You did it beautifully. The Victorian Modified Production Association sponsored the trophies, and I'm sure there's a couple of people you'd like to thank.
Yeah, mate. I just got the jump on them too, and I was sort of angling in the back straight. I thought this is the time to go. And me and the old man sort of said we'd run the top and get it in there, and it's hats off to Moama Speedway. It's a great track. Just like to thank Jim Cowley for coming down Queensland's top effort for him, and run up the top. Like, it was a good racing. It was probably the best race I've ever had in my life. So and I pulled it off. So I'd like to thank Ginger Panel Shop, Dunstan City Cranes, Stewart's Contracting Solutions, and so many people supported me to get back here this week. And I had 2 years off. A lot of things happened in my life, but to come back and pull this off, it's pretty overwhelming. And I know my daughter probably watching, and she's probably going to be keen as to get this trophy when I get home. So this is just very overwhelming, and to pull it off, it's grouse. So I'd just like to thank Moama Speedway, all the volunteers, and just everyone who supported me. Thank you very much.
Good on you. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Jacob Mills, Trevor Mills, and of course Jimmy Cowley from Queensland. What a fantastic effort by the three of them. And what a fantastic class. They did a great job. I'll get my clipboard before someone dries off with it again. But what a fantastic effort altogether from these guys. Just wait for them to get their quick little photos and we'll go back up to you there, Dave.